Aye.
Hello and welcome to an extra special episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host, Gaz, and joining me in the studio, well, for over the 200th occasion, is also a man who can lick his own elbow, and he knows exactly how many chickens it's required to kill an elephant. He's Mr. Taylor!
Yeah!
Yay, and welcome to the 200th episode spectacular! Woo! And to celebrate, we've put together a compendium of topics for tonight's show.
Oh, that's a big word.
So whether you're a new visitor or a repeat offender, thank you for joining us because we got a fantastic show lined up.
We have indeed.
On this week's episode, we've got topics galore from cryptids such as the Owl Man. Have you ever heard of the Owl Man?
Yes, I have actually.
Well, we've got the Owl Man.
Yeah.
We've got the Yowie from Australia, which is another cryptid.
Ooh.
Paranormal activity coming out of North Wales. As well as space, UFO tales, and much more. Besides, not only that, we're going to be looking back over some of our favourite episodes over the last 200. Yeah, and it's nice to get out and show our faces every now and again. So if you are listening to the podcast, this episode is available on YouTube.
It is indeed.
So you can get over there and see the video version of this show. It's been an excellent 200 episodes, and I know we have put actually out way more than 200.
Yeah,
I think in terms of downloadable content, actual individual pieces, we've put out more like 276.
Yeah,
I think it is 276 with this one. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we are actually on the 200th episode, which means main topic, main episode, the Never a Straight Answer experience. Yeah, basically everything else besides that 75 extra bits we've just done for the sake of it.
Yeah, just so you can, so we can entertain you.
Just for the entertainment. Yeah. So, anyway, it's been an interesting 200 episodes. Maybe we'll go an extra 200 more.
Oh, hopefully.
Brian, who I've got to give a big shout out to. Yes, Brian. Lovely to see you.
Hope you're doing fine, bud.
He's an absolute superstar and comment extraordinaire on YouTube, and he always comments on our videos every time.
He does.
He says that we're going to get up to the 500 mark, and he can't wait to tune into that.
500, yes. I hope even more.
That's some actual major confidence in us there. Yeah. I thank you. What can I say? Thank you. I mean, the whole kind of experience of doing the show has been. It's been a wonderful experience, hasn't it? I mean, in terms of like the people we've met, and the people we've been in contact with, people we've had on the show as guests. Yes,
we've had a lot of guests on, and we're going to have a lot more as well.
Who was your favourite guest?
I think, to be honest, it's between the two guys who we had on with the UFO video.
In plain sight. Well, do you know what? I kind of agree there because they just had such a great documentary. Yeah. And they were so knowledgeable. I think if we lived if we went to school together, we would have been friends. In that respect.
But it was just such like a couple of guys like us who've just gone out and done it. But the way they've done it is like. Now you see, we put millions in it.
You see, this is what I always say, and this is my mantra. And in terms of going out and doing something, don't sit around waiting for the phone to ring or someone to knock on your door and say, we've got an opportunity for you, because 9 times out of 10 it's probably not going to work out that way. Be the man knocking on the door, right? So when we started the podcast so many years ago,
years ago when all these were fields,
and again somebody asked an old man Peabody, these were pine trees.
We had to run from the farmer.
We had to go scrumping for cars.
Well, it's Manchester.
I know,
after all.
So when we started, and we were all them many years ago, and we used a phone just to record on the voice, on the voice recorder. And I mean, look at this.
Look how far we're getting.
anything's possible, and just be, you know, if you want to do something, then go and do it. I mean, obviously, if like
there's always a trials and tribulations that go on, but you know, we get there in the end.
This leads me to my next. I've got a question. Actually.
Okay.
So, if you had discovered a beautiful tropical island, and you thought, right, this is ideal. This is the perfect place for me to build a new society, put the rules in I want to put in. Where would you go with it?
I would probably use the 10 Commandments plus the common law in England.
Straight in with the 10 Commandments.
And after that, probably it'd be easier, because I'm not going around like I'm finding you for standing on the other side of the road when you shouldn't have been, or you're driving in the wrong direction.
I think with the 10 Commandments, that's just kind of common sense, isn't it?
And
don't kill anyone.
Basically, it's down to your morals.
Leave my ox alone.
Well. Leave me animals alone.
So you'd kind of go more based like, but do you not think, obviously,
how society should be, instead of like,
do you not think that like that was the goal with this way or this society?
But then power creates greed, and then creates, you know, problems for us.
To be honest, I can see him just turning into a dictator anyway down the line.
No, because I think it should be done the proper way. Everyone should have the you know, the way it should be is the more people.
I was going to say, because like obviously my first rule would be Free Weed Fridays, and then Free Weed Fridays it's a totally great rule, but I think we need to wait until the society is a bit more established.
Before, make sure there's enough brain sense.
It's first. Like, we'll build the town, right, and then we'll do Free Weed Fridays. There's no point doing Free Weed Friday and then trying to build a town, because nothing's going to get done. Let's just put it that way. Nothing's going to get done that week.
Actually, you put the right on the button. In fact,
as an incentive.
The first new rule.
Living on my island, it's all incentive driven. If you want to work here, if you want to live here, then that's great. But you've got to do your RIP. Is that fair? Right, great.
And you've got and the most important rule is, like, you know, our government's bringing, like the internet come out, brilliant, everything, but they didn't have protection for it. So if you're bringing something out,
the internet protection racket, break thumbs. Oh yeah, mate, you paid your protection money this week, mate.
They always bring something out that later on turns, you know, there actually needed to be something else there to protect the people around.
Power to the people.
Well,
anyway, so I get that. What would you guys do if you had a tropical island that you could turn into your new utopia? What rules would you put into place to make it a better place? Or what do you think we need to leave out in order to make it a better society? I want to hear this video, by the way. We are going to put this out live, so feel free to comment in the comment things. We will answer you.
We will indeed.
It's like technology, but you know, not direct technology.
No.
Indirect technology. Indirect. What's the word? Interactivity. Yes.
I'll go with that.
Just going back to favourite guests. One of my favourite guests, I think, going on the show. He was the guy who came on, and he was, you know, telling us about like the paranormal experience he'd had, and when he moved, and
and then he moved.
Well, no, not Keith. Keith Linder, who was like the guy who he had poltergeist experiences. He was a great guest. I'm talking about the guy who was like, and then I moved to college, and my mum, you know, his mum passed away during that time. And I came away from it going, did he murder his mum? Do you know what I mean? I've never said anything really, but I was kind of like, it was one of those things where I was like, maybe that I kind of read too much into it, but as the person interviewing him, maybe that sounded a bit like a confessional. I don't know.
Was it? Who knows?
I don't know. If you thought the same thing, I mean, was it just my overactive imagination, or was there something to that?
Well, there's all, you know.
Do you know who I did like? Kira from DNA Today.
I was just about to say that,
Hi, Kira.
Hi, Kira.
Well, Kira's going to actually be coming back on the show at some point in the near future, because we've got a lot of DNA questions for her.
I found a lot of DNA questions,
I think you'll find, going forward into 2023, we're going to have quite a bit of science Hopefully going to have some very sciencey guests.
Yes.
And
yes.
not only that, just a lot of different interesting guests. So I feel like in the coming year, I mean, we've had some great guests, but I think by the next milestone, we're going to be able to
up the ante a little
bit on that.
Yeah, I've already got a few people in mind who I'm going to contact as well. Try and find out.
I mean, if you would like to appear on the show as a guest, all you've got to do is get in touch to the website at neverastraightanswer.co.uk. There you can go to the contact page and leave us a message. That's all you need to do. If we think that you're interested and you've got a good story, you've got something really kind of sciencey or you know, spacey or anything like that you want to talk about, get in touch and we can make that happen. Same goes with other podcasters as well, because I mean, I know do you know, in terms of like guest hosts, you know, I'd like to introduce a few more guest hosts over here. So if you do think like, you know, you could be a good asset or introduction to the dynamic, give us a shout.
Give us a shout.
Not trying to replace this one or anything. No. Well, anyway, it's just one of those things where I can't get over like 200 episodes like into the show.
I know we've put a lot of work into this.
Well, I was just going to go into some of the stats, like you know.
Right, here we go.
I mean, you know what I find interesting? You know, iTunes. You know, iTunes was big in the game at the beginning when we started, and there was a lot of people like, leave us an iTunes review, leave us a comment, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like iTunes don't offer very many analytics or stats to the creators. And to be fair, it feels like it was absolutely ages ago when we last got an iTunes review. But that's not to say that we haven't had any.
And we've had some
I will read some out. Let's try and find some of those. But basically, we are charting in some countries at the moment.
Good.
Now this is an interesting one because as well, like because we're not put an episode out for a couple of weeks. We're slipping down the thing, but at the moment we're charting in the United States, Great Britain, Australia, Sweden, Norway, India, Slovakia, Uganda
as well,
and Ukraine.
Hey, Ukrainians!
Well done, guys. So review-wise, we've not. You know, it's one of those where, like I say, it does kind of.
We've had some big hitters as well over the years.
How do you mean?
As in like number ones, number twos.
On the charts.
Yeah, we've had some really good hitters over the years.
This is the thing; it's in our category as well. So it's like it is one of those where I mean we're not number one in the world. We're number one in that category.
But
I feel like that's a really massive achievement in the sense that you know what we do and how we've been progressing as podcasters.
Yeah, we're doing something right.
So exactly.
And we're only trying to do what we're trying to do, and it seems to be working. So, and it's thanks to you lot as well.
Well, we're actually as of today, we've just hit download figures. Get ready. You ready for the drum roll? Oh, we probably got the button on there, to be honest, actually, that does it. 90,000 downloads.
Oh, nice.
So we're just shy of 100,000. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Which is great. I feel like, again, and that's like from audiences across the world who tune in and listen to us every week, or, you know, tell their friends about us. Interestingly enough, again, this is really weird because like when I see like the activity over all these podcast platforms, because you've got to think of it like this, in terms of measuring popularity of your podcast, you've got to think of it, well, we've got so many subscribers on this platform, so many subscribers on this platform. This platform, I've got 2 subscribers. So as far as they're concerned, we don't do much, but like to others, we do better. So it's trying to compile all that information, and it's really difficult to get a kind of solid kind of idea of where you are.
They're numbers that just don't work out to where we believe the numbers are.
The best thing you can do, like to help us work out whether we're going in the right direction, is drop us a message and get involved. Tell us what you think we can change, what you think we can do better, what you think
don't like,
what you don't like, exactly. That's one of the best ways to kind of get involved and try and get that across, which I feel like we're very lucky in that respect, that we do have a few major contributors in that way who do message us, and
we like a good message, and we do this for you as well as for us. You know what I mean?
And we're very approachable. That's the main thing. So
email.
Yeah, so in terms of stat-wise, I mean, we put out the Spotify review thing, so I think that was saying like we'd hit 37 countries at that point, just at Christmas. So last year we'd been downloaded in 37 countries worldwide. We were quite high up in the creation figures. So in terms of what other podcasters produce content-wise, we produce like 98% more content than other people in our category. Hey, so you get, and this is,
you're getting quality.
I was going to say, you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's debatable.
Yeah,
you're getting your Freeman's worth.
Yeah.
So so that's decent, but it makes me feel good. One thing about the podcast that has what's happened over the time that you've kind of really enjoyed or thought, that was mint, that.
I've enjoyed a lot of it, and to be honest, I think the only one I didn't really enjoy was the 100th episode.
Well,
but apart from that,
I will honestly say
it was a bit of a mess.
The 100th episode was a bit of a farce, right? I mean,
it was all worked out, but it just didn't plan out the way we wanted.
We're on a closed set today, right, for the 200th episode, and there is a reason for that, because if we invite people and they bring delicious treats with narcotics in them, let's say, and you weren't pre-warned, that derails us quite a bit. So there is a video. I mean, you can go and watch it, the 100th episode. I mean, in fact,
we should ask the question: should we take it down or leave it?
For potential employers, would you recommend that we take the 100th episode down, or would you think we leave it there for prosperity?
And don't forget, it was a while ago as well.
It was a while ago, We've cleaned up and cleaned up and found Jesus since. So if you want to get involved and help the show, you can go over to Patreon and you can do what we've been asking. We have 3 tiers. We have agent, which means you are
an agent.
A NASA agent. You get privy to some classified information. I'd say
it's worth it.
As a lonely operative, you do kind of there is kind of stuff above your pay grade, which leads us to special agent. Which means you do get a bit more, but then if you're beyond top secret,
sky's the limit.
You are privy to a whole deal of stuff, which means you can actually get involved in the episode topics for the week.
Yes, exactly.
Free merch. Loads of perks. If you want to go over to Patreon, sign up there. It's dead easy. I'll leave a link in the description.
Your input will be more valuable.
We got
more recognised.
Well, I've had this message from a new listener.
Okay.
This is a good one, right? So this is a debate that some people are having.
It's a lot of them in a minute.
About there is a term in the English language or a phrase. Some people mean it to mean one thing, and other people mean it to mean another thing, right?
Seems to be the century for that.
Well, this happens, doesn't it? People change, in terms of the Urban Dictionary and what's kind of put out there. I was thinking, this is a great one to send a countdown for Susie to check out. I mean, but I've done the work for her. She doesn't have to do it.
See, can rest.
I'm not letting Countdown have this prime gold material when we can use it ourselves.
Exactly.
Basically, there's the sketch, right? So, the glory hole.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to ask you, what do you think it means? The term glory hole.
Glory hole. All right. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
Cut through a hole in the toilet.
Right, so you'd say it was a hole in a toilet wall where
you can dangle your little man out.
Pop your old John Thomas in, and it'd have a
whale of a time.
Right. So that's the Urban Dictionary definition of A glory hole, yeah.
Yeah.
So one of our listeners was saying she was at work and she mentioned that she got several glory holes in her house.
Hey,
so obviously a lot. Well, that's basically what her colleagues thought, and was like, "Wait,
she's living at a swinger's place."
That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you'd know about that. You've not got a membership, have you? So
not no more.
Basically, I've got loads of glory holes in my house, and what she meant it to me was like a bottom drawer, like a little sort of a cupboard for your knick-knacks, your bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Everyone's got one of these bottom drawers with, like, you know, you've got
secret departments,
roller
and stuff.
tape, bit of super glue, fucking old spanner, those types of, you know. And I'm like that. I mean, obviously, my first instinct was to go to where your brain went, because we've got filthy minds. You know, what can you do? But basically, I wanted to do the research, because I was like, well, where does this come from? Is she right? Is she right to think that this is a bottom drawer?
Oh, no, it's a bottom drawer at the end of it. Oh, it's a secret drawer. It's a stash drawer.
Well, this is the thing. You see, glory boxes in Australia and some other parts of the world are considered what people might in America call a hope chest. A memory box. Yeah. And a glory box is that, and it was kind of like an early 1900s saying, or like, you know, it was brought over from the UK. And was used primarily in Australia quite a lot, right? But I found it goes even further back. To the 1800s, 1835, it was written about as a glass blowing, a glass blowing phenomenon, right? So when they put their glass rod into the hole, right, and the heat from the furnace created a halo around the glass, right? So when they started to refer to it as a glory hole, right? So there you go, right? In terms of like what the phrase means, there's actually two versions of non-sexy time glory hole, and only one version that's rude. So you know, you can say if you've been hanging out of a glory hole or looking around a glory hole.
But
and it's not.
It depends on the mind of the other person, doesn't it? Really,
totally does. But I mean, obviously, she works with a lot of dirty-minded people.
Obviously. But
you
likes a glory hole.
You are right. You are correct in this instance. A glory hole is what you would call a bottom drawer or a knick-knack cupboard or whatever you want. So don't feel bad that you've got a dirty mind, because it's everyone else around you.
Yes.
So thanks for getting involved.
Thanks for your glory hole.
Thanks for your story hole. Well, do you know, again, we always come back to holes. Why are we always talking about holes on this show?
Hey, every hole's a goal.
Every hole is a goal. And Mel's hole last week was an interesting one.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was.
Funny